Hi everybody, good Tuesday morning. I'm First Warn 5 meteorologist Warren Sears. Well, we've been talking about this for a few days. A first warn was in place this morning for impacts to that morning commute, and we sure are seeing impacts. It is becoming a mess quickly out there this morning. We have pockets of very heavy rain, reduced visibility, and also ponding on roadways, spray. It's just going to be a bit tricky. So if you're a late commuter and maybe you're about to head out the door, I hope you're able to give yourself some extra time. Maybe you're about to drop the kids off at school or whatever it may be. Please make sure you have your rain gear and your umbrellas because we will need them not only this morning, but likely into midday and even into the afternoon potentially as well. So let's talk through radar. I'm going to go through. We've got a lot of activity on the KCTV radar, on our coverage radar, even some stronger thunderstorms out there. And there's no severe weather at this time, which is a good sign. But I do think that there will be some noisy thunderstorms, especially in Cass County out there right now. So a closer look shows those of you up in northern Missouri, much more steady activity. So between Cameron and Bethany, and then up to the Iowa state line as well, there's a lot of persistent, steady nuisance rain that will cause some issues, especially on the highways there. From St. Joe up 29 to the river, to the state line, I should say, along the river is also a mess this morning. The immediate 435 loop in the Kansas City metro, we have some pockets of heavy downpours out there right now. I know some of our cameras, we just did a cut-in. Taylor was showing some of our traffic cameras, and it's a mess out there. I-35 is real slow this morning. We've got some real heavy rain in downtown currently and down to Olathe on 35. You can see here also over Leavenworth right now, some pockets of real heavy rain. The airport's had quite a bit of activity this morning. And so all of this is, it's a bit broken right now, but it continues to fill in on radar. As you look to the southwest, look at Cass County. That is some heavy rain out there right now, just coming in on Harrisonville. From Archie to Harrisonville on 49, that is going to be almost impassable, I think, at this time, because I do expect that rain to be so heavy that people are going to be pulling over and it's going to be hard to see the lights in front of you. That's how heavy that rain is that's falling on 49 right now, and that is trickling up into southern Jackson County. So those of you that are commuting up from Harrisonville, Belton, Peculiar to Grandview, you're about to have some significant rain trying to get into downtown and even just into the southern 435 loop or the triangle right there. So a mess for you to start your morning. But all of this to say, we are getting some really good rain. We need it bad. We're real dry out there. So I know the timing is poor just because you're trying to get out the door and start your day, but at least we're getting some nice rain and thunderstorm activity. You can see some spotty storms also in Johnson County on the Missouri side, down into Bates and Henry counties as well. So do your rain dance this morning. Hopefully you can get a couple of downpours in your neighborhood over your yards, because we really, again, are at a big deficit. So for the most part, every county that we have and we cover has rain right now. Some of the more steady stuff is moving into Douglas County. Lawrence, you're going to have locked into hours of rain here. Franklin County, Anderson County, you've been locked into hours of rain, and that's now moving into Miami, Lynn counties, and then also got some noisy thunderstorms here in Johnson County on the Kansas side. So all of this to say, radar has really filled in this morning as we were expecting. The computers really did a nice job depicting this one out there today. So that is always helpful when we have the guidance from the computers and it ends up panning out well. So throughout the day today, keep that rain and thunderstorm chance around. Even through midday. I'm going to up this 8 o'clock chance. I mean, it's raining, so it's about 100% here through the next few hours. I do see signs of this breaking down a little bit into the afternoon, and then also this evening, you'll still have probably the chance at a scattered shower or two out there, but the heavy downpours and the bulk of the heaviest rain will probably have already fallen and should be winding down. So this is what our latest data is suggesting into mid-morning. By 10 o'clock, clock here, still have rain and thunderstorms on radar, and this is what 1 p.m. could look like as well. So even if, obviously you need the rain gear for your morning commute, but I still think you might need it through lunch and even into the early afternoon. So rain gear, umbrellas, rain jackets. It's a little cool out there as well. We've got temperatures in the 60s right now, and we'll probably only warm to the lower 70s in the afternoon. But I will say I'm seeing signs that the rain tries to break up a bit on the back end of this system, and we'll still be left with low clouds. It'll probably still feel like it's raining, just with some maybe drizzle or mist or just low-lying clouds out there. But as far as significant measurable rainfall goes, I think most of it's falling now, but you still could pick up a little bit into this evening, overnight, and early Wednesday morning. Now, we have a first warn still on Wednesday, especially for the early morning commute and just for some potential shower impacts there. And then we do expect this to continue to pull to the east throughout the day. So those of you that live southeast of Kansas City will have the best rain chance on Wednesday. The farther north and west you live, much lower chance. As far as totals go, I know, again, we really need this rain. Let's take a look at the low end. I think you could pick up to a ½ inch. On the high end, over 2 inches of rain, which has already been satisfied in some spots, localized, isolated spots where some of the thunderstorms set up this morning. But in the sweet spot, I think it's a good assumption to say you could get up to an inch and a half with some of the thunderstorm activity that we have out there. As far as high temperatures go today, though, again, because of the rain-cooled air and the cloud coverage that we have in place, I do only think we'll reach maybe a few degrees warmer than you have right now. If we can get enough of a lull in the afternoon where the rain does start to break up, maybe lower 70s. If we don't get that, then it probably will only be in the upper 60s today. So still going about 72 for your forecast high temperature. Waves of rain and thunderstorms out there today. Into your Wednesday, we'll keep also about a 72 degree high temp in the afternoon. And then on Thursday, we dry out and we are expecting warming temperatures back to the upper 70s and low 80s out there. So generally, I do think that it is a warmer stretch later this week. And here's your Security Bank 7-day forecast. You've got 79 Thursday, 81 Friday, and 83 both Saturday and Sunday. So it's not overly hot, but your afternoons will be pretty warm, and especially with the stronger sunshine, I'm expecting those afternoons to be, a little on the toasty side. But at least your mornings in the 50s, you'll have a big spread in temperatures every day. So some cooler mornings, warm afternoons. That's the big story later this week. But you know what? Who doesn't love a little rainy day every once in a while? So enjoy today again, especially because we really do need it. Temperatures are only in the 60s to near 70 out there across the board. 64 at the airport right now. It is 67 in Lawrence, 69 degrees in Olathe, and 70 right now in Clinton. Let me show you radar again here. We do have some off and on rain and thunderstorms in the metro right now. More steady, light to moderate rain across the northern third of the KCTV coverage area. We also have some lightning and some heavier thunderstorms coming through the southern metro and especially Cass County. I want to reiterate here, Cass County, some really heavy rain falling right now. Harrisonville, likely torrential downpour. Go over to Gun City, Garden City, through the heart of Cass County there. Now, those of you near I-49 from Harrisonville up to Belton, you have some significant rain coming in now. Your commute will probably want to wait just a little while in Cass County if you're trying to get up to Kansas City, because it is going to be a mess on 49. I already can tell. So this is real heavy stuff with the amount of traffic, the reduced visibility, ponding on roadways, the spray from the cars, the fact that it's still kind of dark out, the lights hitting weird. It's just not a good recipe there. So definitely have some impacts to Cass County right now. The heaviest rain has moved east of 49 in Bates County, which is a good sign, but that means a lot of the heavier stuff is moving into Henry County right now. So Clinton, I know you've had a fairly quiet start to your day, but you're about to get some real heavy thunderstorms right now. Some significant rain is about to fall. Let's look up in the Kansas City metro. We do in the 435 loop have spotty rain. Those of you out west on 70 to Bonner Springs, Baser, Tonganoxie, you're at least in a little lull out there right now. So if you're trying to, in the next 10 minutes, sneak out quick to go bring your kid to school or something, I think that you'll have a little bit of a lull here, but then more steady rain is knocking on your doorstep to the west. Liberty, you have rain and thunderstorms knocking on your door again. You've had a little bit of a lull after actually a pretty active morning for you. And then those of you to the east of Kansas City right now on the Jackson County side, out of Kansas City, we're talking Lee Summit, Independence, Green Valley, Lake Lotawana. You've been, for the most part, in a little lull right now. You've got some stuff coming up from Cass County right now that will be impactful for you. Here in the next probably 15 to 20 minutes. So that's a little round robin look. I just wanted to jump on here before I could catch some of you heading out the door. I know that this is a busy time of the morning. Our commute probably, thankfully, gets a little bit more quiet here soon, but there will likely be impacts on roads, even probably through the lunch commute in the lunch hour as well. So this is going to be the reality of this morning. Rain and thunderstorms. Again, we need it. Let's think positively here. We need the rain in our yards. At this rate, we don't have any concerns of flash flooding. If there were to be an area that had storms for too long and maybe too much rain fell, that could be an issue. But because the ground is fairly dry, and also because these storms are moving fairly nicely, that's not a large concern of mine at this time. I'm going to leave you with a really cool look over downtown. Good to wash everything out, especially after a busy weekend here. So if you look on the far left of your screen, you can see a lot of headlights moving very slowly on 35 coming into the Crossroads area. So take some time this morning, give yourself a lot of extra time, maybe call the employer and let them know you're probably going to be a little bit late. It is going to be a very common story across the board. All right, thanks for joining me here. We have cut-ins sporadically throughout the 8 o'clock hour, and then I'll have another forecast update on my KC Live around 9:50, 9:55. And then, of course, we will have Mike Nico here at noon today giving you an update for your afternoon. All right, everyone, thanks for joining me. Have a great rest of your day.